कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी शून्यवादी आचार्यशताधिनि जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 कृष्ण।
Prabhuji, your voice is low.
राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे हरिहराय नमः कृष्ण यादवाय नमः यादवाय माधवाय केशवाय नमः गोपाल गोविंद राम श्री मधुसूदन गिरिधरि गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन श्री चैतन्य नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत सीता हरि गुरु वैष्णव भगवत गीता श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्ट दास रघुनाथ हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे जय जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ स्वामी जय जगन्नाथ जय जगदेव जय बलदेव स्वामी जय बलदेव जय सुभद्रा जय सुभद्रा माता जय सुभद्रा जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भाव तुम्हें जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भाव तुम्हें निताय गौरांगो निताय गौरांगो गौरांगी निताय गौरांगो निताय गौरांगो गौरांगी जय सच्चिदानंद जय सच्चिदानंद पतित पावन गौरांगी पतित पावन जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय गुरुदेव जय गुरुदेव निताय गौर हरि बोल Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. You continue the prayers, Prabhu. You said volume is a bit low. Let me have the headset, Prabhu, so it may be clear. Okay. Hare Krishna.
Is better. Yeah, slightly better, Prabhuji.
Okay, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Is this better now?
Yes, this is better, Prabhuji.
Okay, Prabhu. So we'll continue with the prayers, Prabhu. Okay. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshmurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Tadati Svabhadangitam Vandeham Shri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगणा ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यस्य कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः नमः पंकजनाभाय नमः पंकजमालिने नमः पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांग्रये नमो ब्राह्मण्य देवाय गो ब्राह्मण्य हिताय च जगत हिताय कृष्णाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायिते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गौरत्विषये नमः नम नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे ओम नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा प्रभु जी माता जी दंडवत प्रणाम
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी दंडवत प्रणाम
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु दंडवत प्रणाम प्रभु okay okay hope you are able to see my screen or I'll stop sharing again share
No, we are able to see, Prabhuji.
you are able to see good
Yeah,
Prabhu. Thank you Prabhu. Okay uh, okay today we are going to discuss Canto 2, Chapter 5, Prabhu. Okay, the chapter heading name is The Cause of All Causes. Okay. Uh, okay. Actually, I prepared for 6th chapter, Prabhu, but the 4th chapter got repeated twice. So that is the reason from yesterday evening I started preparing this 2.5. So I got only 1 day to prepare for this 2.5. Prabhu, I don't have any qualification to even to touch Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. Okay. It is just the mercy of Lilananda Prabhu and Balagovind Prabhu. So I was just trying to learn something, and please forgive me if there are any mistakes. Okay, whatever I'm going to discuss, and please stop me if you think anything is going wrong. Okay. Can I proceed, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, sure.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. This chapter, the cause of all causes, okay, is a conversation between Narada Muni and Brahma. Okay, Brahmaji. So that is what it is. In fact, this chapter and the next chapter 5 and 6, okay, are the conversations between Narada Muni and his father Brahmaji. And in this particular chapter, Narada Muni has put around 6 questions to Brahmaji, and some of the questions are answered in this chapter, and some of the few other questions out of the 6 will be answered in the next chapter. And these 2 chapters, the chapter 5 and 6, have a interlink. Okay, so this particular entire chapter is divided into total 6 sections. Okay, so the first section is 1 to 8, which is Narada questions, and he has some doubts. Okay, and he has some perceptions on Brahmaji. So that is what is first section. And the second section is Brahmaji starts giving a clarifications on Narada's false convictions which he has expressed. And the third section is going to be Brahma started giving answers for his questions in 14 to 16. You will see answers for question 1, question 2, and question 5. And then the next is going to be, the fourth section is going to be Brahma is going to further explain what is Jiva Tattva and what is Vishnu Tattva, and where Brahma belongs to. Okay, and that is what is fourth section. And the fifth section, which is bit of difficult, and Brahma answers for this question 3, which is about how this universe got created. Okay, how this entire thing is created. And then the last section, Brahmaji starts with a description of the Virat Rupa. Okay, and this description of Virat Rupa is continues to 6th chapter as well in 2nd canto. Okay, which we are covering now, 5th chapter, and some portions of Virat Rupa is been covered in 5th chapter, and that is going to continue further in 6th chapter. Okay, so that is the overall summary of the coverage in this chapter, Prabhuji's Matajis. Okay, so first section, we are entering into the first section. This first section covers Narada's questions and convictions and doubts, and all his doubts. Okay, and his assumptions about Brahmaji is being covered in first sections. Okay, so I have put the translation and also some of the important notes here, so that like after this text we can just have a quick discussion and then move to the next slide. Okay, that is the process we follow. Okay, the first sloka, I'm not going to recite the slokas because the time is very limited for us, and it has 42 slokas. So straight away going to the translations and puppets, Prabhupada puppets. So Narada Muni asked Brahmaji, "O chief amongst the demigods, okay, O firstborn living entity, I beg to offer my respective obeisances unto you. Please tell me that the transcendental knowledge which specifically directs one to the truth of individual soul and the super soul." He started asking the question, please explain me about the individual soul and super soul. And there are some definitely very important points we have here. The perfection of parampara system or the path of disciplining succession is further confirmed here. See here in the translation itself, he is asking, okay, that is what is Prabhupada is saying. It is very important. Having the successful discipline and succession is very important. We should not go to any guru just like that. Is that guru is under discipline success or not? That we have to see. Is further confirmed. In the previous chapter, it has been established that Brahmaji, the firstborn living entity, received knowledge directly from the Supreme Lord, and the same knowledge was imparted to Narada. So when we are receiving the knowledge, we just need to see that is our guru is in discipline success or not when you are identifying guru. That is very important. Otherwise, in this Kali Yuga, we have very, very limited time and the time get wasted. Okay. The Narada asked to receive the knowledge and Brahmaji imparted it up to being asked. Therefore, asking for a transcendental knowledge from the right person and receiving it properly through the regulation of discipline succession. Okay. So I think we don't need to highlight more than that. More than this. See, the process is recommended again in Bhagavad Gita 4.2. Okay. That is where Krishna himself said, the inquisitive student must approach the qualified spiritual master to receive this transcendental knowledge by surrender and submissive inquiries and service. Knowledge received by submissive inquiries and service is more effective than knowledge received in exchange of money. But in this Kali Yuga, this knowledge is transcendental knowledge is also getting exchanged through money. No, that should not be the case. So a spiritual master is in line of discipline succession from Brahma and from Narada. Okay, has no demand for dollars and cents. So a bona fide student has to satisfy him by sincere service to obtain this knowledge of the relation and nature of the individual soul and super soul. To the knowledge of soul and super soul, we need to get this from discipline succession, and that is by surrendering, by sincere service to our guru, not by money. Okay, so I think this is very clear for all of us. So I'm moving to the next sloka. So Prabhuji Mataji, please stop me at any moment if you have any question. Okay, we don't need to wait till end. So here the most important 6 questions are going to come here, which is being asked by Narada Maharshi to Brahmaji. So now this entire 5th chapter and 6th chapter been answered for these 6 questions and some supplementary information to support this, to answers for these questions. That is what is going to be covered. Okay, so what is the questions? Let us see what is the questions here. My dear father, please describe factually the symptoms of this material world. Okay, what is the background, how it is created, and how it is conserved, and under whose control all is being done. Such a wonderful questions, right? So I have put a sloka for this because for each of these particular word, and there is a question here, and I also summarized here where we have the answers, which is slokas we have the answers for this. All right. So let us go to Yad Rupam. So he's asking, what is the characteristic of this universe? Okay. And the next question 2 is going to be, what is a shelter? Okay. Yad Adhishthanam. What is the shelter? And that is being answered. Okay. In these slokas, 15 to 16 and then 31. And the next chapter also continues the answer for this. And the next question is going to be Yata Srastam and how it got created, the process of creation. And this is going to be one of the complex in this entire chapter. Okay, but I have put some diagrams. Hopefully, we will get it clear how it got created. The next thing is going to be Yet Samstam. So how it got conserved. So what it merges when it is a destruction. That is going to be covered in next chapter. Yet Param. So it depends on where, okay, what it depends on, where it is lying, this entire universe. So partially it is being covered in this chapter and then next chapter as well. Okay, HHA. So what is composed of, okay, this universe? That is purely what is ingredients. So that is being covered in the next chapter. Ingredients. So I'm moving on. Okay, 1 second. Yeah. Okay, third sloka. And he's continuing his question, something like this. So, my dear father, all this is known to you sincerely, scientifically, because whatever was created in the past, whatever is created in future, or whatever is been created in present, as well as everything within the universe is within your grasp, just like a walnut. So you know all this knowledge. So you know it scientifically. Please share that. That is what he was trying to. He was continuing his question. All right. Okay. So what is the source of your knowledge? Okay. And he's continuing with Some more questions. My dear father, okay, when you are giving this knowledge, you have to please explain us what is the source of your knowledge, under whose protection you are you standing, and under whom are you working? Are you working under somebody? So under whom you are working? What is your real position? And do you alone create all entities with the material elements by your personal energy? Are you depend on any other energy? So he is putting all his questions. Okay. Such a wonderful question. See here. So under whose protection are you standing? Are you are standing yourself, or are you under protection? Under someone's protection you are standing. Under whom? Under whom are you reporting somebody? Are you whom you are working under? You are working under somebody. Okay. And what is your real position? So are you alone doing all these things? Okay, with your personal energy. Okay. So there are some important points here. It was known to Sri Narada Muni that the Lord Brahma attained creative energy by undergoing severe austerities. You know that the Brahma did lot of tapa. So he wants to know he did the tapas on whom. Okay. So that is the reason he has put these questions. So as such, he could understand that there was someone else superior to Brahmaji. He know that. And who invested Brahma with the power of creation. Therefore, he asked all above questions. Okay. Discoveries of progressive scientific achievements are therefore not independent. So now Prabhupada is trying to correlate with the modern today world. So discoveries of progressive scientific achievements are therefore not independent. Whatever we are having, achievements are not independent. The scientist has to attain the knowledge of a thing already existing by means of wonderful brain made by someone else. So a scientist, okay, whoever scientist, okay. So Einstein. So as of now, Einstein is the brain which is the highest knowledge or highest talent it has. But who has created the brain? That is what is created by Supreme. So a scientist can work. So wonderful brain made by someone else. So a scientist can work with the help of such a awarded brain. The brain is given by somebody. But it is not possible for a scientist to create his own or a similar brain. It is not possible. Of course, we know that. Therefore, no one is independent in the matter of any creation, nor is such a creation is automatic. It cannot happen automatically. That is what is Prabhupada is clearly telling to all of us. Okay. Prabhuji's, Mataji's, I can proceed with this speed, right? Hope these are questions, and hope you all we are able to follow these questions.
Yeah, Prabhuji,
Okay.
they are very interesting. This chapter looks very interesting. Please go ahead.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah. This chapter and next chapter is also selected, Prabhu. Thank you. So the next sloka 2.5.5. So he's giving an example here. Okay, what is that example? We'll see. As a spider very easily creates a network of its cobweb and manifests its power of creation without being defeated by others. So also you yourself, by the employment of your self-sufficient energy, create without any other help. See how a spider creates its own house, cobweb. So what is that? A water comes from his mouth, savella, swella. Okay, so it comes by using that, it creates that web. So it doesn't depend upon any other spider or anyone else. It creates its own that cobweb. So in that way, you are also doing by your own. That is a question here. So the best example of the self-sufficient of the sun is just Prabhupada is giving an example. The sun does not require to be illuminated by another body. The moon requires illumination of the sun, but sun itself doesn't need. Rather, the sun which helps all other illuminating agents. For in the presence of the sun, no other illuminating agent becomes prominent. So you switch on light. If I open the door, I don't need to switch on the light. Okay, the sun itself is enough for us. Okay, so Narada compared here the position of Brahma to the self-sufficient of the spider, who creates its own field of activities without any other help by employment of its own energy creation of saliva. Sorry, I was trying to get this word saliva. Okay, I think hope this is clear. I can move on. The next one, sixth sloka. Whatever we can understand by the nomenclature, characteristics and features of a particular thing could be superior, inferior, equal, eternal or temporary. is not created from any source other than that of your lordship. Though so you're great. So he's telling everything is seems like for me, because I don't see anything beyond you. So seems like everything is coming from you. That is what he's telling. Okay. So the manifested world is full of variety of created beings of 8,40,000. Okay. Which is called as 8.4 million species of the life. And some of them are superior and some of them are inferior to others in this world. So in human society, the human beings are considered to be the superior living beings. And amongst the human beings, there are different varieties, good, bad, equal. Okay. But Narada Muni took for granted that none of them has any source of generation besides his father, because literally he's not seeing beyond Brahmaji. Okay. Therefore, he wanted to know all about them. Okay. From Lord Brahma. Okay. See, humans were saying intelligent. Humans are superior. Why we are saying that humans are superior? Any answers, Prabhuji's, Mataji's? What is the reason for humans saying superior?
Intelligence, Prabhu.
Yes, yes, Prabhu. Yes, Kiran Prabhu. Thank you very much. Intelligence makes a difference. Okay, but if you are not using the intelligence to use the purpose of this life, then there is no difference between us and animals. Okay, so we should use that intelligence, and by using that intelligence, we need to question the purpose of life and work towards achieving the purpose of life. Okay, so I'll move on from here. The next one is he's further putting his doubts. Okay, so why do you perform tapa? He know that he did tapa. Okay, is someone more powerful than you? That is what he is asking. He wants to know. Okay, so at we are moved to wonder about the existence of someone more powerful than you when we think your great austerities in perfect discipline, although your good self is so powerful in the matter of creation. So he's telling that you are able to do it. Your power is so extremely high. So my dear father, you know everything and you are the controller of all. Therefore, may all that I have inquired from you be kindly instructed to me so that I may be able to understand it as your student. See how obediently he's asking to his father. So he's saying like, okay, please treat me as a student. Okay, please treat me like I may be disciple and share this knowledge. Okay, so with this, we are moving to section 2. So the first section with all sets of questions, and we are moving to second section. So Brahmaji clarifies on the Narada's false convictions. He's thinking that like everything is done by Brahma. And also he has some thoughts saying that like there must be someone else. So he has expressed those doubts and he will try to start answering those things. Now continue with the 2.5.9. Lord Brahma said, my dear boy Narada, being merciful to all, including me, we have asked all these questions because I have been inspired to see into the prowess of Almighty personality of Godhead. See, he's telling that like I have been inspired for doing whatever little creation. In fact, Brahmaji says that I'm not creating anything. I'm just doing a recreation. Okay. Subsequently, he says that. Okay. I'm just there. Okay. Everything is given by Supreme. I'm just putting jivas or sending the jivas in these bodies. That's what he tell. Okay. In subsequent slokas. So I just got inspired from the Supreme Person of the Godhead. That is what he says here. So Brahmaji being so questioned by Naradaji, congratulating him for his usual for the devotees to become very enthusiastic whenever they are questioned concerning the Almighty Personality of the Godhead. So that is a sign of a pure devotee. So now Sri Gopal Prabhuji expressed lot of enthusiasm to understand this because he expressed his interest. Oh, this is going to be very interesting. I could see. So that is what is enthusiasm. That is a sign of a pure devotee of the Lord. Such a disclosures of the transcendental activities of the Lord purify the atmosphere in which such a discussions are held, and the devotees thus become envalenced, okay, while answering such questions. It is purifying both the questioners, okay, and for the one who answers the questions, the person who is putting the question and the person who is answering is also purifying. The pure devotees are not only satisfied by knowing everything about the Lord, but also eager to broadcast that information to others. So now we are listening this knowledge. So we should not be keep quiet with this knowledge. We should listen it, understand, we pure ourselves, okay, and also we should share that knowledge to others. That is what is Prabhupada is very clearly instructing us. So whatever his purports are instructions to us. Okay, for they want to see that the glories of the Lord are known to everyone. That is the expectation of Srila Prabhupada. This purport should be go to everybody in this planet. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So thus the devotee feels satisfied. Then the devotee feels very satisfied when such an opportunity is offered to him. This is the basic principle of missionary activities which we are in. Okay. See, Brahmaji is extremely happy for these questions. Okay, moving on. Whatever you have spoken about me is not false, because unless and until one is aware of the personality of Godhead, who is ultimately truth beyond me, one is sure to be illusioned by observing my powerful activities. So what Brahmaji is telling is, unless if you don't know Supreme Personality of the Godhead, whatever you told is correct. But once you know the Supreme Person of the Godhead, you realize what it is. Okay, that is how he is answering. It's not false, it's true. Unless and until one is aware of the personality of the Supreme God. Once you know the truth. That's what he's saying. So there are some important points here. Okay. Narada ji is one of the very liberated souls, and after his liberation, he was known as a Narada. He was known as Narada. Otherwise, before his liberation, he was simply a son of maid servant, and this is his previous birth. Maid servant was his previous birth. The question may be asked by Narada ji was not aware of the Supreme Lord is why misconceived by Brahma ji to the Supreme Lord. Although factually he was not. Okay, a liberated soul is never bewildered by such a mistakes idea. So why Narada ji asked all those questions just like an ordinary man with a poor for knowledge? So that is a general question sometimes we get, no? So Prabhupada is just giving example. See, is Arjuna is giving a comparison. There was a such bewilderment happened in Arjuna also. Although he is eternally the associate of the Lord, such bewilderment in Arjuna or in Narada takes place by the will of the Lord, so that the others, non-liberated persons like me, realize the realized truth of the knowledge of the Lord. So sometimes even the knowledge people also get these kind of questions. So they ask these questions not just for them, so for the liberated, for the persons who do not have any knowledge, for the persons like me. Okay, so that this knowledge will be shared. Okay, that is the reason Narada is asking. See, the doubt arising in the mind of Narada about Brahmaji is becoming all powerful is a lesson for the frogs in the well, for the persons like me, that they may not be bewildered in the misconceiving the identify the personality of the Godhead. Okay, even by comparison to the personality like Brahma. So what to speak of the ordinary man who is falsely posing themselves as a god or the incarnation of the god. So like here Narada is thinking that the Brahma is the supreme, Brahma is everything. At some point he was telling, and also he's saying that you did some tapa. So why did you do tapa? For whom you have done the tapa? That is also he's put some questions. So the persons like me, there is nothing wrong understanding somebody is just showing some magics. Okay, you will fall under his feet, his or her feet, and saying that like you are okay, she or he is a god. So this knowledge helps us to not to fall under any okay body in this particular planet. Okay, even somebody claim he or she is a god, this knowledge is helping. In fact, that itself solves around 70-80% of our problems today in stuff. So we will save a lot of time, Prabhuji's Mataji's. So we straight away go to Guru Parampara, and then from there we directly connected to Vishnu or Krishna. Okay, it's saving a lot of time. So the Supreme Lord is always the Supreme. And as we have tried to establish many times in these purports, no living being, even up the standards of Brahma, so can claim to be one with Lord. Okay, even somebody is equal to the Brahma today cannot be claimed as a supreme. That because Brahma is telling, I'm not supreme. Now he's going to convey that. So that is what is Prabhupada is further elaborating here. Okay, so I am moving on. I think I can go. Uh, I create after the Lord's creation. Now he started answering little bit here. I create after the Lord's creation by his personal effulgence. Okay. I create after the Lord's creation by his personal effulgence known as Brahma Jyoti. So Brahmaji is saying that by using his personal effulgence, okay, I am doing my own creation. Just as when the sun manifests its fire, the moon, the firmament, okay, the influential planets, okay, and the twinkling star also manifest their brightness. See what he is saying, by sun is manifesting fire and moon and various other things. No, in the same way, okay, I am just using the Brahma Jyoti, which is his personal effulgence. So, and using his after the Lord's creation by his personal effulgence, he's using that for his creation. That's what he's telling here. Okay. So anybody wants to read this?
I'll read it, Prabhuji.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu.
Important points from the shloka. Lord Brahmaji, I am reading the whole thing, Prabhuji, okay? Or
Yes,
or-
yes,
yeah,
Prabhu.
okay.
No, read the whole thing.
Read the whole thing. Yeah. Lord Brahmaji said to Narada that his impression that Brahma was not the supreme authority in the creation was correct. Uh, Sometimes less intelligent men have the foolish impression that Brahma is the cause of all causes. But Narada wanted to clear the matter by the statements of Brahmaji, the supreme authority in the universe. As the decision of the Supreme Court of a state is final, similarly, the judgment of Brahmaji, the supreme authority in the universe, is final in the Vedic process of acquiring knowledge. As we have already affirmed in the previous verse, Naradaji was a liberated soul. Therefore, he was not one of the less intelligent men who accept a false god or gods in their own ways. He represented himself as less intelligent and yet intelligently presented a doubt to be cleared by the supreme authority so that the uniformed, uninformed might take note of it and be rightly informed about the intricacies of the creation and the creator. One should not expect the Lord to create like a blacksmith with a hammer and other instruments. The Lord creates by his potencies. He has his multifarious potencies. Parasaya Shaktir Vividhaiva Shruyate. Just as the small seed of a banyan fruit has the potency to create a big banyan tree, the Lord disseminates all varieties of seeds by his potent Brahma Jyoti, Swarochisha, and the seeds are made to develop by the watering process of the persons like Brahma. Brahma cannot create the seeds, but he can manifest the seed into a tree, just as a gardener helps plants and orchards to grow by the watering process. The example cited here of the sun is very appropriate. In the material world, the sun is the cause of all illumination, fire, electricity, the rays of the moon, etc. All luminaries in the sky are creations of the sun. The sun is the creation of the Brahma Jyoti, and the Brahma Jyoti is the effulgence of the Lord. Thus, the ultimate cause of creation is the Lord. Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol. Thank you very much, Prabhu. You have wonderful read. Hari Bol. So it is very clear. Okay, just as a small. Okay, all the seeds only God has given. Okay, so now what Brahma is doing, taking those seed and putting them here and just nurturing them. Okay, putting some water. Okay, and then ensure that the tree goes up, and then it gives the fruits. That is what is Brahma is doing. That's all, not more than that. So all the seeds are given by Supreme Personality. That is Krishna. That is what is being told here. That is what is even told in Bhagavad Gita also. I am the one who is giving seeds. Okay. So I think this is all self-explanatory. Okay. We can move on. The next sloka translation. I offer my obeisances and meditate upon the Lord Krishna. Prabhuji's, Mataji's, I have put a sloka also here. The personality of the Godhead, whose invisible potency influences them. Okay, to call me the supreme controller. See here, okay, for the Lord, he is giving a name. I offer my obeisances and the meditate upon the Lord Krishna. Who is that? Vasudeva. Who is that? The personality of the Godhead, whose invisible potency influences them to call the supreme controller. Okay, how he is calling it as a supreme? See here, he is not just saying Brahmajyoti is a supreme. He's telling that Tasamai. Sorry for that. Okay, the personality of the Godhead. The personality of the Godhead. Okay, see here, he's telling that Tasamai Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhimahi. See, he's telling Bhagavate. Who is Bhagavate? To whom he is giving a Bhagavate? Vasudeva, who is son of Vasudeva. You know, we all know Vasudeva. So Vasudeva is a son of Vasudeva. See, he's very, very clear who is the supreme personality of Godhead. He's again confirming. It's not just God. That is Vasudeva. Vasudeva is the supreme personality of Godhead. Bhagavate, that is personality of the Godhead. So he's elaborately, very clearly mentioning again in 2.5.12, Krishna is the supreme. Who is telling this? Okay, sometimes we think that like, oh, maybe I may have a wrong interpretation. The sloka always Prabhupada says Krishna. No, here Vyasadeva himself saying this. See the true translation. Even if you see the true translation, there is no way of going wrong. You don't need to go here and there. Okay, important points from the sloka. So Brahmaji is a conscious of his actual position, and he knows that how less intelligent persons bewildered by illusionary energy of the Lord. Okay, whimsically accept anyone and everyone as a god. See, straight away Prabhupada is telling, you don't need to Maya, you don't need to go for Maya. So what Vyasa Maharshi said, okay, Vasudeva, Bhagavate is, for that he is doing Dhimahi. Okay, a responsible personality like Brahmaji refuses to be addressed as a supreme lord by his disciples or subordinates, but foolish persons praised by men of the nature of dogs, hawks, camels, and asses feel flattered to be addressed as a supreme person, supreme lord. See, these days, like everybody, so many gods are there, right? So, like, his disciples calling him or her as a dog, as a god, and they are that guru, so and so called guru, is accepting. He's not saying anything. Don't call me as a god. He's not telling, he or she are not telling them. So Prabhupada is going very aggressive and saying, comparing nature of dogs and hawks, camels, essels, okay, and feel flattered to be addressed by the Supreme. Okay, see how hard Prabhupada is going here. Why he is going so hard? He don't want us to waste our time, and he wants us to achieve the purpose of our life. That is where he is going aggressive. Okay, in this purport. Why such persons take the pleasure in being addressed as a god? Why such persons are addressed as god by a foolish, okay, administrators is explained in the following verse. Okay, further it's going to come further details. Okay, so again here we get to know from Prabhupada and also from Vyasa Maharshi that Krishna is the supreme Vasudeva. Okay, 13th sloka. The illusion energy of the Lord cannot take the precedence. This is translation. He's telling, Brahmaji is telling. Okay, Brahmaji is telling, okay, illusion energy. What is this illusion energy? That is Maya of the Lord cannot take precedence. Okay, being ashamed of her position. Okay, but those who are bewildered by her always talk nonsense, being absorbed in the thoughts of it is I and it is mine. Okay, the people like non-devotees or okay who think that it's I am doing or everything belongs to me. I have given the donation or okay, this house is constructed by me. Okay, Okay, I am so and so. Okay, this property belongs to me. Who are the thinking such kind of people? No, have only fall under this kind of trap. Okay, that is what is Brahmaji is telling to Narada Maharshi. So he stopped condemning, saying that when one or two sentences which Narada said, okay, seems like you are the supreme. Then immediately Brahmaji is condemned all those things. Okay. Now some of the important points. The invisibly powerful, including the energy of the personality of the Godhead, the third energy, representing nations, can be bewildered the entire world of animation. But still, she is not strong enough. Who is talking about she? That is illusion energy, which is my strong enough to be able to stand in front of Supreme Lord. Okay. Okay. Nescience is behind the personality of the Godhead, whereas she is powerful enough to mislead the living beings. And the primary symptoms of bewildered persons is that they talk nonsense. So nonsensical talks are not supported by the principles of Vedic literature. And the first grade of nonsense talk is it's I, it's me, and it is mine. It is like me, mine, nadi, madi. In Telugu, we'll say everything, it's me, or it is mine. Me and mine are the rubbish things Vedic knowledge, Vedic literature never supports. So తెలుగులో నేను నాది అని అంటాం అనమాట. ప్రతిదీ నేను నాది. So it completely false. Okay, Vedic literature is not giving any support to that. That is what is Prabhupada is telling here. So the godless civilization is exclusively conducted by such false ideas. So who is doing the godless civilizations which we have in the current false ideas on such persons without any factual realization of the God, except a false God, accepting a false God or falsely declare themselves to be the God to mislead persons. Like they don't go anywhere, or I am the God. So what's the reason of going anywhere? So persons who are already bewildered by such a delusion energy, whoever thinks of Nenu Nadi or I, me, mine, are under this particular trap. That is what Prabhupada is telling. Those who are before the Lord, those who are the before the Lord, however, who surrender unto him, cannot be influenced by the delusion energy. Therefore, they are free from the misconception of it is I, it is mine. So once you go to Supreme, you will understand these conceptions, misconceptions will go. Then you'll start, it is I. You'll say I am nothing and it is mine. Then you'll start saying everything belongs to Krishna. And therefore, they do not accept a false God. And ultimately, we don't accept the false God because Vyasadeva only told Vasudeva is the God, Supreme God. Okay. And pose themselves as equal to the Supreme Lord. Identification of the bewilderment person is okay distinctly given in this verse. Okay. Identification of the bewilderment persons is distinctly given in this verse. That's what is Prabhupada is telling. Okay. Any questions on this? Hope it is clear. If just one person, one Prabhuji or Mataji confirms, I will be happy. So I'll move to the next question.
Yeah, Prabhuji, I think it's clear.
Okay. So second question, in second section, Brahmaji is clearly ruled out all the questions of the perceptions of Narada Maharshi and said that there is Supreme Personality of Godhead who is Vasudeva. In this sloka, he confirmed. Okay. And he confirmed I am working under him. That is what he is being confirmed in second session. Second. So now he started answering the 6 questions here in from the section 3. Okay. Now the first question. Okay, what is the question? Because we may forget, I have put the question as well over here again. So what is the question here? He's asking what is the characteristic of the universe. So I have put the 6 questions in a grid, right? So for each question there is an answer here. Answers here. So he's asking what is the characteristics of the universe. Now here the answer. The 5 elementary ingredients of the creation, the interaction thereof, set of eternal time, okay, and the illumination or the nature of the individual living beings are the differentiated parts and parcel of the personality of the Godhead, Vasudeva. And the truth is there is no other value in them. So we all part and parcels of the Krishna and 5 elementary ingredients of the creation. That is what he's telling. So and the interaction thereof the set up by eternal time. So let us see the sloka so we understand puppet, then we understand. This phenomenal world is impersonally the representation of See, impersonal representation of Vasudeva, because ingredients of this creation, their interaction and the enjoyer, okay, of the resultant action, the living beings are produced by the external and internal energies of the Lord. So what he is telling here, okay, this is all because of the energies of the Lord. That is what is being telling here. So this is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 7.7.4 and 7.5. The ingredients, namely the earth, water, fire, air, and sky, as well as the conception of the material identity, okay, intelligence and mind, are produced of the external energy of the Lord. Okay, so we know three things. Okay, so external energy, marginal energy, internal energy. Okay, so internal energy, we know it is Srimati Radharani. So marginal energy, we are jivas. So external energy is these things. That is what God's external energy. By through this external energy, this universe is being created. Okay. So how it is created? What is that external energy? By using this external energy, these are created. What is that? Earth, water, fire, air, and sky. That is what he is telling here. So the living entity who enjoys the interaction of the above gross and subtle ingredients. What is the subtle ingredients? These subtle ingredients are mind, intelligence. Okay. Now, gross and subtle ingredients are set up by eternal time, is an offshoot of internal potency, with freedom to remain either the material world, okay, with the freedom to remain either in the material world and spiritual world. In the material world, the living entity is anteceded in Juliusing nescence. But in spiritual energy, he is a normal condition of spiritual existing without any delusion. What is this delusion here? This delusion is called Maya. Okay. This Maya is there. We are under control of Maya. That is what is being told here. But in spiritual world, you do not have Maya. Okay. You are fully under control of Krishna. So the living entity is known as a marginal potential. As we already mentioned, that is what is being told here. See, Prabhuji's Matajis, okay, every living being in this universe is only servant only. Okay. So means what? Whether you accepted Krishna or you have not accepted Maya, or you have not accepted Maya, okay, or if some the non-Krishna conscious people thinks that Durga is supreme, okay, so he or she is working for Durga, okay, or Maya. Suppose somebody atheist, he doesn't know anything, he doesn't believe in God, so he is serving, but still Prabhupada is saying that he is also serving. So how does he serving? He is serving his senses, he is serving his boss. Ultimately, whether you like it or you don't like it, you are a servant. That's all. You are qualified to be only servant. That's all. You accept it as a servant, then you become a Krishna Das. Or you don't accept, you serve Maya. You serving directly Maya, or you are serving your senses. That's all. Ultimately, you are under your position is only a servant. That's all. Hope it is clear. I will move on. And this particular concept, I think most of you also aware of this, so I don't need to explain this further. But in all circumstances, neither the material ingredients nor spiritual parts and parcels are independent of personality of Godhead Vasudeva. Okay, whether it is supreme, material or spiritual, everything is under control of personality of the Godhead. Who is that? Again, Godhead name is given, that is Vasudeva. Okay, whether the products are external, internal, and marginal potencies of the Lord, or simply displays the same influences of the Lord, just as a light, heat, smoke, and it displays fire. None of them are separate from fire. See, if you see light and heat, are they separate from fire? No, right? So Prabhupada is giving that example here. All of them combined together be called as a fire. Similarly, okay, similarly, all phenomenal manifestations as well as effulgences of the body of Vasudeva and his impersonal features, whereas his eternal exists in his transcendental form is called Satchidichananda, okay, Vigraha. distinct from the conception of the material ingredients mentioned above. See, is Krishna is not there here? Yes, he is there here. But Krishna is there in the transcendental form in spiritual world. That is what, how he is there? Sat Chit Ananda Vigraha. He is there with Sat Chit Ananda Vigraha. As a person, he is there. And as unmanifested form, he is there here also. Okay. That is what is being told here. Okay. So I'm moving on. So first question, it is been answered here. Okay. Any questions here? I think hopefully it is clear. I think we discussed enough. Please raise it. Mataji, Padma Mataji or anybody? Is it good? First question.
Yes, yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Okay. The next question. Okay, question 2. What is a shelter? Okay, and what is depend on? Okay. So for those questions been answered here. Okay, the Vedic literature are made by or mean for the Supreme Lord. The demigods are also meant for serving the Lord as part of his body. The different planets are also meant for the sake of Lord, and the different sacrifices are performed just to please him. It is very clearly mentioned here. The Vedic literatures are made by and are meant for Supreme. Is made by Supreme and meant for Supreme. The demigods are also meant for serving the Lord. So when the demigods are also meant for serving Lord, what is the question of for you and me? Okay. So the different planets are also meant for the sake of Lord. Okay. And for doing different sacrifices are performed just to please him. So everything is, these planets, everything are there to please him. The spiritual material are there to please him. That is what is being told here. Okay. So important points from the sloka. There are some important points Prabhupada has given according to Vedanta Sutra. Okay, the Supreme Lord is the author of all revealed scriptures, and all revealed scriptures are for knowing the Supreme Lord. So the purpose of Vedic literature, all 4 Vedas, to know the Supreme Lord. Okay, and serve him. That's all. That's the whole purpose. Veda means knowledge that leads to Lord. See, Veda means knowledge that leads to Lord. The Vedas are made just to revive the forgotten consciousness of the conditioned souls. And any literature not meant for reviving God consciousness is rejected at once by Narayana Para, okay, devotees. Means anything which is not talking about the God consciousness, Prabhupada is saying just reject it. That's it. Okay. Such deluding books of knowledge, not having Narayana as their aim, are not at all knowledge, but the playground for crows, okay, who are interested in rejecting and refuse of the world. There's no use. Any book, okay, knowledge or science of art must lead to the knowledge of Narayana. Otherwise, it must be rejected. Prabhupada is going very strong. Okay. So that is the way, the advancement of knowledge. The supreme worshipable deity is Narayana. The demigods are recommended secondarily for the worship of relation to Narayana, because of demigods are assisting hands of the management of universal affairs. They're kind of hands and legs for the supreme, the demigods are. As the officers of the kingdom, respected due to their relation to the king, okay, ministers do always respect to the king, right? The demigods are worshipped due to their relation to the Lord. Without the Lord relation, worship of demigods is unauthorized. So you are worshipping, okay, Brahma, or you are worshipping Shiva. Okay, you should worship only having the relation of the Brahma and Shiva with Supreme. Then only it makes sense. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. You worshipping a hand, you worshipping a leg without knowing the connection of Lord, leg and hand with Supreme, it doesn't make sense. That is what is Prabhupada is explaining here. It's very hard. Okay. Okay. It is just improper. Okay. Without Lord's relation, worshipping of the demigods is unauthorized. Just as improper to water the leaves and branches of a tree without wearing its root. Is it makes any sense? Without touching the roots, you watering trees, leaves and branches, it doesn't help, right? So therefore, the demigods are also depend upon Narayana. The slokas are different planets are attractive because they have different varieties of life and bliss, partially representing Satchit Ananda Vigraha. Everyone wants eternal life of the bliss and knowledge. Okay. In the material world, such as eternal life of bliss and knowledge is progressively realized in the upper planets. But after reaching there, one is inclined to achieve further progress along with the path back to Godhead. So wherever you are there, we should try to go back to Godhead. Okay, during the life, with a proportionate quantity of the bliss and knowledge may be increased from one planet to another. Okay, one can increase the duration of life to thousands and hundred thousands of years in different planets, but nowhere is there the eternal life. See, you go to Svargaloka, you may live longer. Okay, you go to Brahmaloka, you may live further longer, but there is nothing like eternal unless you go back to Godhead. That is what is Prabhupada is explaining here. But one who can reach the highest planet, that is Brahma, okay, that is what we mentioned here, can aspire to reach the planets in the spiritual sky where the life is eternal. We have to have the aspiration, even if you go to Brahmaloka. Therefore, the progressive journey from one planet to another accumulates in reaching the supreme planet of the Lord, where the life is eternal and full of bliss and knowledge. All different kinds of sacrifices are performed just to satisfy Lord Narayana with a view to reach him. And the best sacrifice is recommended in this age is Kali, is Sankirtana Yajna, the ministry of the devotional service of the Narayana para devotee. So that is what is telling. So in this, the best stage is say be in the Sankirtana Yajna, which is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Be part of this movement, go back to Godhead. That is what. See here, if I understand Prabhupada, if I am reading Prabhupada purpose, every purport is complete. Every purport is Purnam. Every purport has the complete knowledge. Sometimes I feel every purport he has given the knowledge, complete knowledge, has given the complete knowledge. So the purports are like that. I don't know. We can't even compare a purport with a materialistic diamond. Even I would say even Kohinoor diamond we can't compare, because Kohinoor diamond is a material and it has a date of birth and a date of death. But these purports are not like that. So with these purports we'll go back to Godhead. So Prabhupada ki jai. It's uncomparable. Okay. The next sloka 2.5.16. All different types of meditation or mysticism are meant for releasing Narayana. See, Brahmaji is telling here to Narada. All different types of meditation. He's talking about meditation or mysticism are meant for releasing Narayana. We are doing different types of meditations we are doing these days, right? So if the meditation is not leading to Narayana, there is no use. Before coming to ISKCON, I attended a lot of meditation courses. Okay. Full meditation, like deep meditation courses I attended. But nobody told over there the purpose of that meditation is to realize Narayana. So all that is waste. Okay. All austerities are aimed to achieve Narayana. Who is telling that? Brahmaji is telling that. All austerities are aimed to achieve Narayana. Okay. The culture of transcendental knowledge is for getting the glimpse of Narayana, and ultimately salvation is entering the kingdom of Narayana. See, again another Purnam. Even here the translation itself is complete here. Forget about puppet. So he's telling whatever meditation, whatever you are doing to achieve Narayana, that's all. That is the ultimate goal. Okay, he's been telling here by Brahmaji to Narada Maharshi. Okay. If you accept even these slokas, whatever we have discussed today, we are done in our life. 100%, if I accept, okay, 100% if we all accept, our lives are successful. Even till the points which we have discussed now, okay, till these 16 slokas. If we accept as it is, our lives are successful. So in meditation, there are two systems of yoga, namely Ashtanga Yoga and Sankhya Yoga. So Prabhupada is explaining what is this Ashtanga Yoga. Ashtanga Yoga is a practice of concentrating the mind. That is what I've been focused before I joined ISKCON. Concentrating the mind, releasing oneself from the engagements by the regulative process of meditation, concentration, sitting postures, okay, blocking the movements of internal circulation of air, blah, blah, blah. Okay, Sankhya Yoga is meant to distinguish the truth from ephemerals. Means how Ashtanga Yoga is doing all these things and Sankhya Yoga is doing something else. What is Sankhya Yoga is doing? Neti, neti, neti. What does it mean? Neti, neti, neti. This is not God, this is not supreme, that is not supreme. So find out the supreme. Okay, this mobile is not supreme, this laptop is not supreme, this shirt is not supreme. So reject, reject, reject. Okay, reject everything. Finally, you get God. That is what is the Sankhya Yoga. Distinguish from the truth from ephemerals. Distinguish from the truth. So which is not God, you reject. Okay, that is called Neti, I think. Okay, Nahiti, Nahiti or Neti. Okay, but because that knowledge I heard before. Okay, but ultimately both the systems are meant for Prabhuji, Ramred Prabhu, nitla పెట్టండి. But ultimately both the systems are meant for realizing impersonal Brahman. Both these ultimately realizing what? Finally you reach very peak stage. Ultimately you reach impersonal Brahman, which is but a partial representation of Narayana, the personal of the Godhead. What is that we are achieving? Only impersonal Brahman, that is light. Okay, which is body of. Over there you get bored. Lilananda Prabhu told so many times, once you achieve this impersonal Brahman, you get bored again, you will fall back and you will come back. Okay, as we have explained before, the impersonal Brahma effulgence is only the part of the personality Godhead. Impersonal Brahman is situated in the person of the Supreme Person of the Godhead, and as such, Brahman is glorification of the personality of the Godhead. Brahman is just a glorification of the personality of the Godhead. This is confirmed both Bhagavad Gita and Matsya Purana. Gita refers to the ultimate destination or the last word of liberation. Oneness with the impersonal Brahma Jyoti is not the ultimate liberation. So what these people are doing, Ashtanga Yogi, Sankhya Yogi, merge into Brahma Jyoti. Is not the ultimate of liberation. Who is telling that? Prabhupada is telling. And who else is telling? Vyasa Maharshi also telling. Narayana is supposed to be the ultimate. But in these two, do we have that? No, we don't have that. Okay. Ultimate. Superior. Okay. So Brahma Jyoti is not ultimate liberation. Superior to that sublime association is the personality of the Godhead in one of the innumerable spirit planets of the Vaikuntha sky. Therefore, the conclusion is that Narayana, or the personality of the Godhead, is the ultimate destination for the kind of yoga system as well as in all kinds of liberation. Okay, so that is what Brahmaji is telling to Narada Maharshi. Narayana should be the ultimate for you. Okay, with this, we have completed section 3, Hari Bol. We are entering into section 4. Section 4 is, okay, Brahma is comparing himself with Vishnu Tattva. Okay, because Brahmaji, because a little bit of Narada has compared, seems like you seems to be the supreme. He said no. So now he is giving further explanation here. Okay, I am what Tattva and Narayana Tattva. He is differentiating here. Okay, that we are entering into section 4. So are you all happy with section 3 till now? Any questions? Just one Prabhuji or Mataji, please confirm.
No, Prabhuji, I don't think so. There are any questions.
Okay, Prabhu, thank you. We are entering into 4th section. Thank you, Prabhu. We're entering into 4th section. Now, okay, inspired by him only. Who is that him only? Narayana. I discover what is already created by him. What he is doing? I discover means it is like research. What is discover means? Which is already there, is trying to rediscover. Okay, America. Who discovered America? Columbus, no? So America is not there. It was already there. So Columbus discovered. Okay. So Brahmaji's work also is like that only. I discovered what is already created by him under his vision, and also his vision is required as all pervading super soul. Okay, and I am created by him only. I am also by created him only, under by supervision only. I am doing anything. I don't have anything separate. That is what is being told here. And there are some important points here. Okay, even this purport seems to be Purnam. Even Brahma, the creator of the universe, admits that he is not the actual creator, but simply inspired by the Lord Narayana, and therefore creates under his superintendences. Superintendence. Those things already created by him, the super soul of the living beings. That's what here he's telling. I tried to cut short some of the purport, but I could not do that because I could not remove any single line because every line seems to be important for me. I tried to do that, but I was completely unsuccessful, completely failed to remove any sentence because I'm not getting a hand to remove. The delete button is not working in my laptop because it was very important. The two identities of the soul, the super soul and the individual souls, are admitted the live entity, okay, which is the greatest authority of the universe. The super soul is the supreme lord, the personality of the godhead, whereas the individual soul is eternal savior of the lord. That is what is Prabhupada is telling here. Okay, let's move on. The lord is also inspired Arjuna to fight in the field of Kurukshetra. So Prabhupada is giving a comparison here. Okay, and he is explaining. Okay, the battle of Kurukshetra, anyone is battle in the place anytime. Whatever battle you are doing, do it for Krishna. That is what is being told here. Oh, here he is giving an example here. So discover there, right? Here given an example. The Lord inspires the individual souls to create. The Lord inspires the individual souls to create what is already created by the Lord. That is what is Brahma doing. And by the good will of the Lord, a discover of something in the world is accredited as a discoverer. It is said that Columbus discovered the Western Hemisphere, but actually the tract of the land was not created by Columbus. Yes or no? The vast tract of the land was already there by the omnipotence of the Supreme Lord. And Columbus, by dint of his past service unto the Lord, was blessed with the credit even of discovering America. Even today we are talking, even Bhagavatam session, that Columbus is discovered. So similarly, no one can create. See here, Prabhuji's Matajis. Similarly, no one can create anything without the sanction of Lord, since everyone sees according to his ability. The ability is also awarded by Lord. Okay, I have that ability. You think I am reading it? Yes, I am reading it. But who has given that ability to read? And who has that given the ability to you hear? That is awarded by Lord, according to one's willingness to render the service unto the Lord. So one must therefore, by volunteering, willing to render service unto the Lord, and thus by the Lord will empower the doer in the proportion to his surrender to his lotus Lord. I want to do more. Okay, then Krishna grants more. I want to distribute 50 Bhagavad Gitas. Krishna blesses to distribute 50 Bhagavad Gitas. I want to distribute 100 Bhagavad Gita books in this end of this month. Krishna grants. I want to distribute 200 Bhagavad Gita books end of this month. Krishna grants. That is what is exactly is being told here. To what extent you want to surrender him, to that you will be able to serve Krishna. Okay. So Lord Brahma is a great devotee of the Lord. Therefore, he is empowered or inspired by the Lord to create such a universe as one manifested before us. Okay. So such an important thing. So the battle of Kurukshetra or any other battle or any of the time is made by the will of the Lord. For no one can arrange such a mass annihilation without the sanction of the Lord. Kurukshetra is so much of destruction happened. So without sanction, it would not have happened. So the party of Duryodhana insulted Draupadi, okay, a great devotee of Krishna. What Duryodhana did? He insulted Draupadi. Who is Draupadi? He's a great devotee of Krishna, Lord, as well as a silent observer of this unwarranted insult. Arjuna was then advised by the Lord to fight and take the credit. So just to fight and take the credit. Otherwise, the party of Duryodhana would be killed anyway by the will of the Lord. Anyway, they will be killed. So just take the credit. Just by acting that you are just throwing some arrows, take the credit. So Arjuna was advised just to become the agent and to take the credit of killing great generals like Bhishma and Krishna. So Who is distributing? You are distributing. But actually, who is distributing? Krishna is distributing. And who I am? I'm a puppet in his hand. You go with that attitude, yes, you will be successful. That is what is Prabhupada is telling. Okay, I will move on. So the next puppet 2.5.18. The Supreme Lord, I will go little fast because I think 18 only 42 slokas we have here today. The Supreme Lord is pure spiritual form, transcendental to all material qualities, yet for the sake of creation of the material world and its manifest maintenance and annihilation. He accepts through his external energy the material modes of nature called goodness, passion, and ignorance. See what is Prabhupada is telling, the Supreme Lord is pure spiritual form, transcendent to all material qualities. And for the sake of creation, for the creation purpose, the material world, for the creation of this material world, and the maintenance and the annihilation, he accepts through his external energy. Yes. The material modes of nature. Means for doing all these things, he using his external energy. Okay. So, okay, external energy, the material modes called goodness, passion, and ignorance means sattva, tamo, rajo gunas. Okay. Those three gunas he is using for creating these three. That's what he's telling here. Okay. So the living entities are subjected to those qualities, although the original living entities are qualified one with Lord. Okay. The Supreme Lord is the master of all external energy. The Supreme Lord is using his external energy, manifested by three modes of material modes, namely goodness, sattvagun, passion, rajagun, ignorance, tamagun. And as a master of energy, okay, he ever unaffected by the influence of such bewildered energy. So he created those energies, but he will never get impacted with those energies. The living entities means we, the jivas, however, are affected by, are susceptible to being influenced by such modes of material nature. Okay, we are affected by this material nature because we want to connect with the material nature. That is the reason this universe has been created. That is the difference between Lord and living entities. We want to connect with material energy. We want to enjoy like Lord. That is the reason these universes created, and we have let go by Krishna. In fact, we have rejected Krishna. We want rejected Krishna. So because of that, Krishna has created these universes and he has let us to go and enjoy. Okay. The living entities are subject to those qualities. We are the living entities are subject to those qualities. Although originally the living entities are qualitatively one with the Lord. We were with the Lord. And also today also qualitatively we were with Lord. Okay. But quantitatively we are not. Qualitatively we are with. So in other words, the material modes of nature being products of energy of the Lord, okay, are certainly connected with the Lord. But the connection is just like a between the master and servants. What is a convention? It should be master and servants. The Supreme Lord is the control of material energy. He is the controller of the material energy. Whereas the living entities who are entangled in the material energy, material world, are neither masters nor controllers. We are not masters, we are not controllers, but we behave like masters and controllers. For that, we need treatment because we are behaving like a masters and controllers. No, we need a treatment. That treatment is happening for all of us. Where? Through Prabhupada the puppets, through this association. Okay, through this association of Lilananda Prabhu association, the treatment is going on. To take off this attitude of we are masters, we are the controllers, rather than become the subordinate or controlled by such energy. Factually, the Lord is eternally manifested by internal potency. Okay, the Lord is eternally manifested by internal potency or the spiritual energy, just like the sun in the rays in the clear sky. But at times he creates a material energy as a sun creates a cloud, okay, in a clear sky. As the sun is ever increasingly unaffected by the spot of the cloud, okay. So we also illuminated Lord is unaffected by the spot of the material energy, okay, manifested the times in the unlimited span of the Lord's rays, Brahma Jyoti. Okay, we also able to get, but the clouds has to go away. Okay, for that we are doing sadhana. Okay, let's move on. Okay, I'll try to read only slokas and discuss and move on. Okay, so because we are running out of time, we only have I think 25 minutes. So Brahma further giving explanation. The three modes of material nature being further manifested as a matter, knowledge, activities, put them eternally transcendental living entity under the conditions of cause and effect and make him responsible for such activities. Okay. Uh, Now further is explaining. Oh Brahmana, Narada. Okay. Thus supersede the transcendental. Okay. The transcendental Lord is beyond the perception of material senses of the living entities because the above mentioned three modes of nature, but he is controller of everyone including me. Revolve, he has confirmed. So there is a controller, okay, including this material world or spiritual world, everything is controlled by him. That is what is, okay. Okay. Brahmaji is telling to Narada Maharshi. So in Bhagavad Gita also the same thing is explained. The Lord has declared very clearly that the impersonalist who gives more importance to this transcendental race of the Lord as a Brahma Jyoti and who concludes the absolute truth is ultimately impersonal and only manifests a form of the time necessity is less intelligent than the personalist. However, much impersonalist may engage in studying Vedanta. The fact is that the such impersonalists are covered by the above mentioned three modes of material nature. Therefore, they are unable to approach the transcendental personality of the Lord. The Lord is not approachable by everyone because he is contained by his yoga maya potency. We are not able to see Krishna because Maya is there in between. So once you go beyond Maya, you will be able to see Krishna. Okay, so I am moving to the next sloka, next section. Now with this section, these questions been answered. What are those questions been answered? Okay, Jiva Tattva versus Vishnu Tattva. So we all Jivas. And Supreme Personality of the Godhead, he's into Vishnu Tattva. Okay, ultimately we have to reach Vishnu. That is what is being told in this section. Okay. Now we are going to the another section, section 5, which is Brahma's answers. In this, I have not put the translations, but I have given some pictures here, and so that we will be in a position to understand. Here, in this section, we are going to see the question. Let us understand what is the question. The question, third question is how it is created. Okay, he's asking the process of creation here. So we have put some diagrams here. With these particular diagrams, maybe we'll try to understand how this particular process of creation is done. So now, till now, we have created 4 sections. So any questions or you are good? Just 1 or 2, please confirm.
Sorry, Prabhuji, what you want us to read? What
So
is that?
is this clear or any questions are there? 4 sections we have completed, Prabhu. So we are entering into 5th section.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay.
It's clear. Prabhuji.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. Now here, okay, we are seeing how is this creation is being done. Okay. So let us see this. Okay. Many of you already heard, okay, Pradhana, okay, and Mahatattva. Okay, you must have already heard these names. So these names being used here to explain this how the creation is done. All right. So I have given some text as well here so that we understand what is this Pradhana and what all these things. Mahatattva. All these things we'll try to understand. Okay. See, Pradhana is a matter in its unmanifested, okay, in indifferentiated state. Means you could not differentiate, okay, differentiate between anything. Means that Pradhana means everything is there, but indifferentiated state. Means, for example, uh, if your tongue, hands, okay, voice, so all these things are we are able to differentiate, right? Okay, ear, eyes, skin, nose, tongue, and then hands, all these things, sound, and either ear, all these things we are able to differentiate. But Mahat Pradhana is something unmanifested form, it is there. We just need to imagine. It's very difficult to imagine, but that is called Pradhana. Okay, Mahatattva is a manifested and differentiated state. Okay, ready for creation. That is, we call it as a Mahatattva. So we will see these two. Okay, we will compare these two. Pradhana, maybe I'll just try to give an example here. Pradhana, maybe we can take it as like a woman. Okay, that is what is Pradhana. Okay, but she's at the age of woman is at the age of 25. Okay, but Mahatattva is like she's a pregnant. Means it's conceiving is successful and she's a pregnant. That we can call it as a Mahatattva. Okay, that is basically, okay, Prakriti we can call it as a pregnant woman. Okay, Pradhana is just a woman, and then Prakriti is like a pregnant woman. Okay, Mahatattva is the outcome, means she delivered. Okay, so what is that she delivered? Mahatattva is a matter. Okay, and it is manifested. Okay, but still and manifested in a differentiated state, and that is ready for creation. So how this happened? That is through the glance of Mahavishnu. Okay, so Prabhuji's Mataji's, I never understood this Pradhana and Mahatattva. So I could understood little bit after reading this chapter. Okay, so I know for many devotees this is bit confusion. What is Pradhana? What is Mahatattva? Okay, so Pradhana is nothing but it is unmanifested and indifferentiated. And in real sake, if you want to understand a woman, okay, who is not yet pregnant. So after conceiving, it's become conceiving through nature. Then she becomes what? Mahatattva. Mahatattva means ready for creation. Okay. Then from creation, Ahankara came. From Ahankara, all these three, goodness, passion, and ignorance will come. So finally, after this entire glance of Mahavishnu, what came? These 23 elements came. What are those 23 elements? Mahatattva, Ahankara, okay, 5 tanmantras, 5 gross elements, and 11 senses in unmixed state. What are those 11? These 10 are mentioned here. What are those 10 senses? Ear, eyes, skin, nose, tongue, hands, okay, feet, voice, and anus, and genitals. These are 10 senses. Plus mind. Okay. Mind or jiva, I think. Okay, and 5 gross elements. What are those 5 gross elements? 5 gross elements are these: either air, fire, water, and earth. And okay, and 5 tanmatras. What are these 5 tanmatras? Okay, which are connected to these 5 are tanmatras. Which are those? Sound, touch, form, taste, and smell. Okay, so these primary creation is getting created by Mahatattva, and everything is being created by glancing of Mahavishnu on Pradhana. Okay, I'll take a pause here because this is a bit complex and very technical. So you understood little bit, Prabhu, Jis, Matajis, and this concept is always confuses for me. Okay, I don't know, whoever is able to follow or at least listening, at least from last 5 minutes, should be able to follow a little bit, because I did give a comparison here with Pradhana is with woman, Prakriti with a pregnant, and delivery is a Mahatattva. So without this comparison, it was always difficult for me to understand this subject. So today I little understood, okay, with this comparison. Any questions here? Akanchan Prabhu, Sri Gopal Prabhu, Padma Mataji. This always a black box, Sri Gopal Prabhu, for me.
Yeah, this is a difficult thing, because see, the problem is we are actually very I would say programmed to with this modern science to think in a particular way, right?
Yes, exactly.
And then this understanding becomes very difficult. So but yes, I think
So,
we should take it as it is, and I think since it is in the Shastras,
so, but
I think
here I
that
have
is,
given an example, Prabhu.
yeah.
Here I have given an example. Okay, a woman, a pregnant woman, a delivery. Okay, with that I have given an example so that we understand Pradhana, Prakriti, and Mahatattva. Okay, So with this diagram, at least we should be able to remember and understand, okay?
Yes.
And the outcome of these 23 elements, because these we know already, okay?
Yeah, Prabhuji.
So I will move on. So this diagram should help.
Whether 3 and 4
I-
also are inactive, Prabhuji, that is what you are trying to say, right? In Pradhana.
Yeah, from Ahankara, we have these three, Prabhu. From Ahankara, you have this goodness, passion, and ignorance. Ultimately,
No,
from these three, you
no.
have these 23 elements, Prabhu.
No, these 3 modes are inactive at material nature state or Pradhana state. That is what you want to say, right? 3 modes you are talking about goodness and.
Yes, Prabhu. After that only. After that only. Yeah,
So it
yeah.
is-
After Pradhana only. Correct.
So 3
Inactive.
modes are revealing starting from Mahavatatva. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
correct.
now some new
So
things has
I am
come up.
taking all diagrams only, Prabhu. Yes, yes. Just to follow next 10 minutes, Prabhu, and I am 100% sure we will get something. Okay, because I have put all diagrams only, no text. Okay. Okay. So I'm taking a little step back. Okay. What is this Mahavishnu? Where Mahavishnu is there? Okay, that I try to cover. So outside Vaikuntha planets, okay, is the impersonal manifestation of Sri Krishna, okay, which is known as Brahmaloka. Okay, see, after Vaikuntha, Brahmaloka is there. Okay, before Vaikuntha, Brahmaloka, Karana Vashna is there. Okay, so on the other side of Brahmaloka, okay, not in Vaikuntha, not in Brahmaloka, what we have? Karuna Samutra we have, which is casual ocean. So in this casual ocean, Mahavishnu is there. Okay. Yeah, here, this diagram, Mahavishnu. Okay. Is this diagram, are you able to see? This is Mahavishnu. What Mahavishnu is doing? While Mahavishnu sleeps with the casual ocean, innumerable universes, which he is calling as golden seeds, are generating along with his breathing. With his breathing, all these universes are coming. So we are in one such universe. All right. In each universe, we have another Vishnu, that is Kadbodhakasaya Vishnu. Okay. Is that clear, Prabhu? So we are taking a step back further and understanding, Prabhu, because one important concept is coming today. For that concept, we all have to listen this. We need to understand this little bit, because Shiva is coming today. Who is the actual father is coming today? And who is the eternal father? Who is the father in this world is coming today. Is being introduced in this chapter. Okay, so we have to be very carefully listen, and this is not coming not only in this chapter, in subsequent cantos also this is coming. So next 10 minutes is going to be very crucial. Even if you are not listened till now, please listen now, and this PPT will be shared to you all. Okay, so the differentiation between Shiva, Vishnu, all those things also will be covered here. Okay, so next 10 minutes is going to be very crucial. Okay, so now we understood casual ocean, Shirodakshai Vishnu. Okay, Shirodakshai Vishnu is here. No, Karun, casual ocean. Yeah. So now Mahavishnu. Mahavishnu is here. Let us call it as Mahavishnu. Ocean of Mahavishnu, the original Purusha expansion of Sankarshana. How did Mahavishnu came? Mahavishnu came from Sankarshana. How did Sankarshana came? Balarama. How
Prabhuji,
Balarama came? From Krishna.
Prabhuji, it came
Something.
from Narayan or it came from Sankarshana?
Yeah.
Mahavishnu.
Okay. For now, Mahavishnu. Okay. I think Mahavishnu came from Sankarshana, Prabhu. Okay, but we can refer that, not a problem, Prabhu. Okay, maybe we'll try to draw one diagram from Krishna, Prabhu, and we will see. Okay. Okay, so let us see here. Casual version, we understood this one we understood. Okay, then after that, here what happened here is we have seen that, see, Mahavishnu has seen, Mahavishnu has a glance with the material nature. That is what is being discussed here. But Mahavishnu directly has seen, is there anybody, or Mahavishnu direct connection has with nature? Is the question here. Sometimes we will have that question. But Mahavishnu did not had a direct connection with Krishna, with nature. Mahavishnu never had a direct connection with nature. But in between there is something. That is basically Maheshwara, or we call it as a Shambhu, carries that glance. Okay, that is where it is came as a Shambhu or Shiva has came here. So he has carried that. So actually Mother Parvati or Durga is the mother for all of us. Correct? In this Prakriti, in this world. Yes or no? In this planet, okay, for Mother Prakriti, in this world, Mother is the Prakriti. She is the mother. And who is the father? Because Shambhu carries that glands, okay, actual seeding is happened. No, actual seeding is happened. That seed is been placed in the nature by Shiva, or Shiva placed that seed. Are you following? It is very difficult to understand because this is very technical. This section is very technical. Okay, so that is where Shambhu role or Shiva's role came in this world. Because of that, for this material world, Shiva is the father or Shambhu is the father for all of us, and Durga is the mother for this material. Okay, now this is the example I just gave.
Sorry,
That
can you explain, Prabhuji, just scroll back where the Vishnu after that Vishnu you started. Actually, there's some network issue. I couldn't understand that one.
okay, Prabhu, no problem. Okay.
Yeah, yes, from here.
See, this diagram, this diagram is important, Prabhu. Okay, this diagram, what is happening here? Maheshwara, okay, from Vishnu or from Vishnu, okay, the glands or the seed is happening, or okay, Shambhu carries the glands, okay. Directly Mahavishnu is not placed or has a connection with Prakriti. Okay, see, Prakriti, you take it as a woman. Okay, somebody has to place a seed, no? What is it? In English, I'm not getting that. Somebody has to place a seed.
The
Yeah.
seed giving father is Vishnu, right?
Yeah. See, Vishnu or Krishna is a eternal father. Means for a eternal father, he's a seed. But in this material world, okay, further the father is Shiva. Are you saying? Are you understanding what I'm saying? Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah, that's true, Prabhuji.
Yeah. See, without becoming a Krishna conscious, who is the father and mother for us? Mother is Durga in this material world. Father is Shiva. But if you are coming out of this world, okay, you're not thinking about this world, and who is the father and mother for you? Is Krishna. Yes or no? Because the entire seed is from Krishna. Because we are not this body, Prabhuji, Mataji. We are not this body, we are souls. So ultimately, we are the parent father is Krishna only for us. Okay. But ultimately, okay, but in this world point of view, Shiva. How? With this mechanism. You are following now? Yeah. That is
Hare
what
Krishna,
is this
Prabhu.
explained here. Yeah.
Hare
Yeah.
Krishna. Prabhu, how to relate the Bhagavad Gita sloka 9:10 that says Maya Dakshin Prakriti Suyat Saracharacharam. So where Lord Krishna says that this Prakriti works under my direction. So,
Correct, Prabhu.
yeah, so
See, this Prakriti works under his direction only, Prabhu. Okay. His Prakriti works under his direction of Maya. Maya is under control of whom, Prabhu? Krishna.
yeah,
Understood, Prabhu? See,
yeah.
actually speaking, the Shambhu is an expansion of whom, you know? Shambhu is an expansion of Sankarshana. Okay. Yeah, that's what I read.
Sadashiva.
Sadashiva. He's expansion of Sankarshana, in my understanding. Yeah, Sankarshana only. Shambhu is also expansion of Sankarshana. I have wrote that somewhere. Let me check it. If I wrote somewhere. Yeah.
Expenses Sadashiva or Shambhu both are same, or Shiva or Shambhu are same?
There are some differences, Prabhu. I have not gone there, Prabhu. Okay, please. Okay.
Okay.
I have not gone there, Prabhu. Okay. Maybe in subsequent chapters we will have that details as well, Prabhu. Okay. It's a bit black box even for me as well, Prabhu. Okay. See here, see, Shambhu is expansion of Sankarshana. See, I have wrote here. Are you able to see?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, Shambhu is an expansion of Sankarshana.
It's given in this Bhagavatam that Shambhu is expansion of Sankarsana.
Yes, Prabhu. It is not given in this chapter, but it is given in subsequent chapters. In 9th canto, it is there, Prabhu. Shambhu is expression of Sankarshana. It is been mentioned, 9th canto.
Okay, Prabhuji.
I have not written just like that, Prabhu. Okay.
No, Prabhuji,
9th canto, it is been explained.
Prabhuji, it's very true, but see, sometime people are asking this question as well. So even we are not clear to this one. So
That is what I'm
like,
telling you, Prabhu. Shambhu is a
Shiva is
expansion of Sankarshana.
no, Prabhuji,
Shambhu.
as per
See,
our
Prabhu,
understanding, right?
Sadhasiva, I have not gone to that area, Prabhu. Okay, please excuse me for that. Okay, but in the current context, okay, Shambhu, which we are discussing, okay, who has carried. Okay, what is this? Yeah. Carried. Okay, Shambhu carries the glance. Is the expansion of Sankarshana, Prabhu. Okay, so Sadasiva, Shiva, Shambhu. I need to get little clarity, Prabhu. So please allow us to complete this. Yeah. All right, Prabhu. Okay. So so through Shambhu carries the glance, and because of that, so Shiva or Shambhu, which we call, okay, our Mother Parvati become father and mother for this material world. All right. Then after that, okay, secondary creation is there. Okay, primary creation we have discussed. Now the secondary creation is we are discussing. So now we have these 23 elements, right? So Mahatattva. Okay, what is that Mahatattva? Ahankara, 5 tanmantras, 5 gross elements, and 11 senses. So assembly happens by Lord's Maya Shakti. Okay, then after that, it seems after 1000 years of inactivity, Garbhodaya Sai Vishnu enters the universe. Okay, Garbhodaya Sai entered into the every universe. Okay, after he enters after 1000 years of inactivity, Garbhodaya Sai Vishnu enters the universe and enveils it, and then Garbhodaya Sai Vishnu expands as a Virat Rupa in each and every universe. That is what happens in secondary creation. All right. So that is what happens in secondary creation. It's very technical, Prabhu, very, very technical. Okay. So now I'm moving to the last section, section 6, which is descriptions of Virat Rupa. So now after further expansion, what happened? This is easy only, Prabhu. Okay. So this is description of Virat Rupa. This is description of Virat Rupa. Again, what is Virat Rupa? The Vishnu has completely expanded, which you have seen before, Prabhu. Okay. So he has expanded to all 14 lokas. So each loka is being explained here. Okay. So it is like Swarloka. Swarloka means upper planets, that is chest and heat, and Bhuvarloka, that is navel, and lower planets, that is lower planets, that is Burloka. Okay. This is Bhuvarloka, means that is middle, which we are in. Okay. That is lower planets. That is what at a high level, that further expansion of Vishnu is being explained here. Okay. Then after that, and also further explanation of Virat Rupa is given. That is Varna and Limb point of view. Okay, that is Brahmanas. Okay, mouth, and Brahmanas came from his mouth and head. Kshatriyas came from his arms. Vaishyas came from tights. Okay, and Sudras came from his legs. That is another way. And the entire planets and limbs, okay, is also came from here. So his heads are like a Satyaloka. His breast is Tapaloka. His neck, okay, Janaloka, and chest is Mahaloka, and heart is Svargaloka. Svarga. And heart is what? Svarga. And navel is what? Bhuvarloka. And navel is Bhurloka. Okay. Navel. We are here. Okay. And then waist is Atala. Okay. Thigh is Vitala, and knees is Sutala, and shakes and Talatala. Anks is Mahatala, and upper portion of feet is Rasatala. And I think there is another one which I missed, I guess. Okay, another one is also there. All right.
Prabhuji,
This is
so
what
this,
is.
this Prabhuji, Brahm Loka and Shiv Loka, those are come under which this one, Prabhuji, in Swargas or
Yeah.
which?
Very good question, Prabhu. Shiva Loka, okay, Brahma Loka, that is Satya Loka is it, Prabhu. But Shiva Loka is not comes under this, Prabhu. Shiva Loka is a spiritual planet, Prabhu. Even though the Shiva is part of this, he is the mother, he is a father and mother, but they are not part of this materialistic planet, Prabhu. They are part of the spiritual planet only. So, which you have asked, Kailasha is part of spiritual planet, Prabhu, and that is part of Vaikunta only. Okay, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji. So Brahm Loka also comes.
No, Prabhu. Brahma Loka is part of materialistic planet, Prabhu. It is out of these 14 planets. That Brahma Loka, which is Satya Loka, Prabhu.
Okay.
And this is temporary only. When Brahma borns, this will come. When the Brahma leaves, this will go. All these planets temporary only, Prabhu. All right. Satya Loka, Brahma Loka, same, Prabhu. Okay, Prabhu?
Okay.
Thank you, Prabhu. And this is further explanation given by descriptions of Virat Rupa, which is mentioned here, Prabhu. I think I have crossed 9, Prabhu. Sorry, this is very technical. Last two, these two are very, very highly technical, Prabhu, but I tried to cover as much as I can, Prabhu. But definitely there will be more questions you will have, because Sada Siva, Siva, Rudra, I have not explored that area, Prabhu. I will try to do that. Okay. But whatever answers you have given, that some parts are there in 3rd canto, some parts are there in 9th canto, because 9th canto elaborately explains Shiva, Prabhu. Okay, Prabhu. So
Thank you, Prasad
2023,
Prabhu.
hopefully we should reach.
I think you have given a wonderful class, though you had limited time to prepare. And this being very technical, I think at least we understand the overview, and I think we can go and study a little bit more in detail, understand the chapter. So thanks a lot, Prabhuji. I think it's a wonderful class. Given that you had limited time, you have prepared so well. I mean, you have done a lot of hard work. This presentation should help. Please put it in some location so that it is accessible for future.
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
I mean, if somebody has questions, I know we will have many questions in this, but what we will do is, in the interest of time, for now, we'll close and then we can directly ask Prasad Prabhu the questions. Okay, so let's stop here.
Yes, thank you very much, Prabhu. Thanks for giving this opportunity. This opportunity helped me to do some study from my side, Prabhu. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for wonderful presentation. Nice class, Prabhuji. Yeah.
I don't know. I gave any clarification or I confused you more, Prabhu.
No,
But
Prabhuji.
I have
See,
tried to put some diagrams.
this
Diagrams
topic is like that only. The mind, I mean, our brain is conditioned to think only in terms of what we learn in the school, right? We know there are 8 planets, 9 planets. Okay, this is our solar system.
Yes.
So the thought process is like that only, and that's why there is all confusion. If we would have been taught this earlier, I don't think so we would have any confusion. So that's what it is. Otherwise,
actually,
this is
Mahatattva and Pradhan always confusion, but at least after putting these diagrams, he gave some information to me, Prabhu, at least after putting these
Yes,
diagrams. Pradhan, these things. Mahatattva and Pradhan.
Sure, Prabhu.
And that comparing with the women and nature, it gives some with this brain. Okay. Thank you, Prabhu.
So that
Thank you very much,
example is also from Prabhupada.
That example, that pregnant, and examples from Acharya, Prabhu. Not from Prabhupada. From ISKCON Acharya only.
Thank you.
Okay, Prabhuji. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripasindu Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai.
Thank you, Prasad Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Thank you, Prabhu.